When this kid was in middle school, he would make these things all the time. They were called paper wasps. These folded pieces of paper you put in a rubber band and you shoot them at people. Well, this kid would occasionally sneak up on his friends and attack them with his paper wasps. And yes, they hurt very bad. But nobody ever got back at him because for some reason, his paper wasps were far superior than anybody else's. So this kid got an idea. He started making tons and tons of paper wasps. His secret in making his paper wasps was using the right amount of paper. And after it was done and folded, he would staple the tip. The staple was used solely to increase pain on impact. Well, business was absolutely booming. The kid was pretty much an arms dealer at his school. Eventually, because of his business, full-blown battles were happening throughout the school day every single day. He was eventually shut down, but in total, he made over $400. Exposing Carnival Games, Part 1. I used to work at one, and you all know this game. You throw the ball, you knock down the milk jugs. Well, they fill those jugs with lead, and they each weigh 10 pounds, and the ball is super light. And the balloon game, those balloons aren't even inflated all the way, and the darts are very dull. It's almost impossible to win. Follow for more secrets. Exposing Arcade Games, Part 9. So I've told you in previous videos the best way to win the stacker game. But now I'm going to show you a hack to do once you've won it. So after you've won a minor prize or major prize and you're about to select the prize you want, go to the prize and then press select and continue at the same time and then hold continue down. You will get every single prize in that row. Now this works about 30% of the time, but it's worth a shot. I've seen it happen at my old job. Let me know. Follow for more secrets. Most dangerous toys of all time, Part 34. These are moon shoes. They were basically mini trampolines strapped to your feet. They were very popular in the 90s. You would strap your feet to these and you would jump, and it was supposed to make it feel like you were jumping on the moon. Well, these were pretty dangerous, and they sent a lot of kids to the hospital because one wrong jump and you could break your ankle right in half. Senior Prank Stories Part 2. In 1985, the senior class at this high school bought 10,000 business cards. And all the cards said was Class of 1985. Well, over the course of a few weeks, the senior class hid these cards everywhere. Behind bookshelves, in books, behind paintings and pictures. They even put them in the ceiling tiles. Literally everywhere. And this was definitely a long-term prank, because to this day, those business cards are still being found at that high school. Legendary. Craziest things found in food, Part 6. A Florida man was grilling outside with his family when he decided to crack open an ice-cold Pepsi to quench his thirst. After the first sip, he knew something was off. He said it was the grossest thing he's ever tasted, so he dumped out the Pepsi, and he saw this green goo come out, followed by a large blob. It looked like a dead animal that had dissolved in the Pepsi. Unsure of what to do, he sent it over to the FDA. The FDA did tests. Turns out, it was a dead frog. Black markets kids ran in their schools. When this kid was in middle school, he would make these things all the time. They were called paper wasps. These folded pieces of paper you put in a rubber band and you shoot them at people. Well, this kid would occasionally sneak up on his friends and attack them with his paper wasps. And yes, they hurt very bad. But nobody ever got back at him because for some reason, his paper wasps were far superior than anybody else's. So this kid got an idea. He started making tons and tons of paper wasps. His secret in making his paper wasps was using the right amount of paper. And after it was done and folded, he would staple the tip. The staple was used solely to increase pain on impact. Well, business was absolutely booming. The kid was pretty much an arms dealer at his school. Eventually, because of his business, full-blown battles were happening throughout the school day every single day. He was eventually shut down, but in total, he made over $400. Genius ways people cheated on a test. This dude said that when he was in high school, one of his buddies stole the final exam out of the teacher's desk when she wasn't looking. That day, they took the test home and used the textbook to fill all of the answers in. Since the test was multiple choice, this kid decided to make coded keychains with colored beads on it. The test was 50 questions long, so the keychain had 50 beads on it. A red bead was A, a blue bead was B, yellow was C, and green was D. It would start with the first bead on the top as question 1 and go down from there. He then attached that keychain to his car keys and just left his keys on top of his desk as he took the test. The best part was the teacher complimented that keychain as she was passing the test out. He said, "Thanks, my little sister made it." She thought that was so sweet, but the truth is that kid did not have a little sister. Genius. When this kid was in 4th grade, his glasses broke. Aw, man. But it didn't really matter, because in most of his classes he sat in the front row, so he could still see. Well, after a few days of going to class without his glasses, one of his teachers said, "Kyle, I see you still don't have your glasses. Are they still broken?" "Yeah, but it's fine, I can still see the board." The thing with this teacher, though, was that she would always write assignments on the board for students to work on during class. She would never explain the assignments. Students would just read the board and then do their work. But anyway, she said, "Kyle, it's been 4 days now. Your parents should have gotten you new glasses at this point. You're sitting in the back of the class." Okay. All right, so this is what needs to be done before the end of class, okay? Get to work. Oh, I can't see it. What the heck? Sit down, Kyle. Hey, Stacy, can you tell me what the board says? Yeah, it says, Stacy, don't you dare tell him what it says. I'm teaching him a frickin' lesson. I hate my life.